Welcome to this tutorial about how to create environments in a Spider, exporting them to the new default viewer. Here we are in a group, in the video demo group, with the layers from the examples uploaded, and we are going to open new viewer. Okay. As this environment has no default environment, it is on the default one. Okay, for all the groups centered in Spain. So we are going to zoom to the region where the data are, more or less. Okay, here in the boundaries between Portugal and Spain, we are going to change to the projection we want to use for this environment. Okay, and now we can click on Environment Editor, so that here we can see all the layers available for this group. So we are going to first of all change the name of the group, for example video demo. Okay, now we are going to choose the layers included in the environment. In this case we are going to mark the checkbox from the first column for RGB, crop map and NDVI. We are going to then choose the ones that are shown by default when getting to the group, that are going to be RGB and crop map. Okay, and now we are going to choose which layer are available for querying information. In this case, all the three included in the group environment. Now we choose the order the layers are shown, so that the crop map is on the top, at the top, and RGB is under it. So now we could configure different scale tops, the maximum and the minimum scale for viewing each layer, so that we can configure a group in the same way that Google Earth, for example, changing the layer zone while the scale is changed. Then we are going to choose PNG format in order to support transparency, and here we've got the list of environments available for this group that now is empty. So just need to create a new one. We are going to modify it. So you are about to modify this environment. Are you sure? Yes, we are sure. And so it has finished creating the environment. Okay, in order to check this environment, we are going to the groups management interface, and we are going to choose our group, the video demo group, and here we can see that the environment list has got a new element, and we are going to show it. And here we are. Okay, this is the environment we have just created, and we are going to improve the zoom. Okay, for example, something like that could work. Okay, and the projection is okay, and we are going to modify it again so that we get the correct zoom extent. So we mark them again, we download the RGB one level, and now instead of choosing a new one, we are going to choose the one we have just created, modify it, and okay, now we can close the map and show it again from the groups management interface. That's it. Okay, that's how we can configure an environment. Another option, for example, are that you can change the size of the map. For example, the location of the windows in this environment. Okay, so that, for example, here you can once again modify the environment. We modify it again. We close all the map windows, and we show it again, and you can see that it remembers the position of the windows and the size of the windows, so that we can configure this environment as we prefer. Okay, and that's how it works for the default viewer. For the dynamic viewer. And now we are going to export this one to the default viewer. So we go to the fixed environment interface, and here we are going to add categories. Okay, for example, in this case we are going to add a vector, so vector category, add category. Okay, raster. Okay, add category. And then, for example, we can add RGB category and NDVI, for example, or parameters, EO parameters, for example. Okay, and add category. Here we can remove them so that we can change the categories defined for our environment. Now we can choose the environment we want to use for exporting it to the default viewer. In this case we have got only one, okay, but this is going to allow administrator to have an environment for checking data or for working with sensible data that doesn't want to show to the users, and then exporting another one for the users. Okay, so now about environments, we click next. Okay, here we select the first category level for each layer. Okay, crop map is a vector layer and the other one are raster layers. We click next, and here we have got a subcategories. Okay, crop map is vector, has no subcategory. RGB, okay, and NDVI EO parameter. Okay, now we can apply the new environment for the default viewer is going to be created, or we can define levels. Okay, levels are created from a vector layer. Okay, and it's a way to make easier for users accessing information. Okay, for example, we can choose as the first level the zone. Okay, we can choose then, for example, the owner. Okay, and we then can choose the parser code. Okay, so now you can, for example, we can define this hierarchy of levels. We are going to apply. Okay, the previous default environment is going to be deleted. Here we are. Okay, now if we log out, okay, and we get to our group, okay, and we get into the default viewer, remember that if you unmark this checkbox, you are going to get into the dynamic viewer with all the administration interfaces. So we are going to mark it, and we are going to get into the video demo group. And so here we have a default viewer configured for that. Okay, so now here we can see how the extended levels work. In the extent we choose a zone, there is just one zone. Okay, so it's zoom into the zone, and we sell all the elements within this zone. The owner, okay, this is a code or owner code, for example the second owner code, and here we can see the parsers belonging to this owner highlighted. Then we can, for example, choose there's no code parser, okay, but we could choose between them if the layer supports the third level. Well, this is how to configure an environment and exporting them to the default viewer.